One day, two kids named Luca and Nico were at home. As they were sitting at home, all of a sudden, Luca could hear something. Ah-choo! What was that? Said Luca. I don't know, said Nico. They looked around their room and they could see nothing. Just then, in the distance, they could hear another noise. What is that noise? Said Luca. I really don't know, said Nico. Just then, a blue fuzzy-haired creature whizzed into their room. Hello, he said. I'm Wheezy Wizla. Hi, Wheezy Wizla, said Nico. What are you doing here? Well, have you seen my brother? Who's your brother? Said Luca. He's just like me, but he's orange, and normally he makes a very big mess, but he has a cold. He has a cold? Said Nico. Yes, and something very strange has been happening with his cold. What is it? Said Luca. Whenever he sneezes, he seems to disappear and transport to a new location. Really? Said the kids. Really? Well, we did just hear a sneeze, said Luca. You did? All right, hang on, let me scan the room. Just then, Wheezy Wizla pulled out some kind of strange device from his pocket. He started waving it around the room as he was looking. Oh, hang on. Oh, I found it. Found what? Said Luca. I found the portal that he sneezed through. A sneezing through portal? Said Nico. Yes, it is very important. We need to get through it quickly. Boys, can you come help find him with me? Hang on, we better check with our mum. So the boys quickly raced off to check with their mum, and sure enough, they were allowed to go with Wheezy Wizla on the exciting sneeze portal adventure. We can go, said the boys. Okay, said Wheezy Wizla. Are you ready? He held out the device and he swirled it around and around and around. And then he started to whiz. Whizz! What are you doing? Said Luca. Just watch, said Wheezy Wizla. As he continued to whiz, all of a sudden they could see a shiny, round portal open up right in front of them. Quick, boys, get through, said Wheezy Wizla. So Luca and Nico jumped through the portal and Wheezy Wizla followed right behind. As they popped out on the other side, they looked around. Where are we? Said Luca. I don't know, said Nico. Let's start looking. That sounds like somebody about to sneeze, said Luca. They started running around trying to work out what was going on. As they looked around, they realized this place was very, very strange. Wheezy Wizla, is this place made entirely of sand? Said Wheezy Wizla. He went over to one of the trees on the side and he poked it. Oh, it feels like sand. I've got sand in my shoes, said Luca. Me too, said Nico. Quick, we need to find Wheezy Wizla. They kept looking. They couldn't find him anywhere. What are we going to do? Said Wheezy Wizla. I can hear him about to sneeze, but I can't see him. Maybe if we call out. What's his name? Fizzy Wizla, called out Wheezy Wizla. Okay, said the boys. So they began to call. Fizzy! Fizzy Wizla! They yelled. Is somebody calling my name? They heard a voice off in the distance. Yes, he's over there. Quick, run! So Wheezy Wizla and the boys started racing over to where they could hear the voice. Keep yelling, yelled Wheezy Wizla. I'm over here, said Fizzy Wizla. As the boys raced over a giant pile of sand, past sandy trees, and underneath a sandy log they could see on the other side an orange, fuzzy-haired little man who looked very unwell. Fizzy, I found you! Yes, I've been trying very hard not to, Ah-choo! He said. And with that, a giant pile of sand dust went everywhere. Said the boys. And as the sand settled, Fizzy Wizla was gone. Oh no, said Nico. Not again. Yes, said Luca. Quick, Wheezy Wizla, use that portal-y thing again. I might need your help this time. Hang on. Wheezy Wizla pulled out 2 blue wigs and put one on each of the boys. What are these for? Said the boys. Well, with these wigs, you'll be able to whiz and fizz just like me. Oh, okay. That way, when I turn on the device, you boys can do the whizzing around, and that will help open the portal much bigger and for longer, and hopefully we can find my brother. Okay, said the boys. They popped the blue wigs on their heads, and Wheezy Wizla pulled out the very special device. He held it up. Okay, boys, give it a go. Okay, they said. They started to try. It's working. Faster, 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 yelled Wheezy Wizla. Okay, said the boys. As they whizzed faster and faster, the portal got bigger and bigger and bigger until Wheezy Wizla yelled, "Now! Get in there!" They both jumped through the portal and Wheezy Wizla whizzed in straight behind. When they appeared on the other side this time, once again, things were very strange. Said Luca. Said Nico. Said Wheezy Wizla. They all started swimming up to the surface. They popped up. "We appeared underwater," said Wheezy Wizla. "We did," said Nico. They looked around. I see a little island over there. Maybe we should head that way." "Well, the fun thing about Wheezy Wizla powers is it makes you be able to swim very, very fast. Well, I'd hardly even call it swimming. Watch this." Wheezy Wizla began to whiz. It was like a speedboat bursting through the water, or maybe a jet ski. And then he started doing some tricks as well. He'd fly through the water, deep down, and then back up. And once he was in the air, he'd spin around and zoomed all the way to the island. "Let's go," said Luca. "Yeah," said Nico. "That'll be fun." And they started to whiz through the water as well, like tiny little jet skis. In no time at all, they landed on the edge of the island. And there, laying on the ground, was Fizzy Wizla, holding his nose. "I'm trying very hard not to sneeze," said Fizzy Wizla. "Okay," said Wheezy Wizla. What do we do, though? How do we stop you from sneezing? I don't know how to stop it." "How long have you been chasing him for?" said Luca. 3 days, said Wheezy Wizla. "You've been sneezing for 3 days, said Nico. "I have," said Fizzy Wizla. Maybe we need to find something to help him feel better." "Well, maybe somebody on this island might be able to help us," said Luca. That sounds like a good idea," said Wheezy Wizla. "I'll do anything," said Fizzy Wizla. "Just help me stop sneezing. He tried to hold in his sneeze as hard as he could. "If I keep holding in my sneezes, they might start to come out my ears," said Fizzy Wizla. "We'll carry you so that you don't have to worry about walking," said the boys. So the two boys worked together and picked up Fizzy Wizla, and they started carrying him into the town and the village. When they got there were people everywhere. They looked at them walking in. There was an orange little man with orange fuzzy hair and a blue little man with blue fuzzy hair walking in with 2 kids. The people of the town were very confused, but Luca and Nico knew that they needed to find someone to help. They went straight up to the first person that they could find. Excuse me, do you know anybody that can help someone feel better?" said the man. What did he say?" said Nico. "Oh no," said Wheezy Wizla. "We've gone to a new place where they don't speak any of the normal languages." Maybe we can act it out," said Nico. "Good idea," said Luca. They pointed at Fizzy Wizla. "He is very Ah-choo," said the man. "Can you help?" said Luca as he brought his hands in towards himself. Said the man, and he started walking into the town, and he waved for the boys to follow. As they walked in, he took them straight to some kind of strange shop that had all kinds of weird inventions. They looked around. This place is incredible. There was a man inside with blue hair and a blue mustache. He had a toolbox and he was wearing overalls, and he was working on some of the inventions. As he was working, Wheezy Wizla started to smile. "Benigo!" said Wheezy Wizla. "Oh," said Benigo. "Oh, I can speak normal talk," said Benigo. "Benigo, what are you doing here?" "Well, I come here sometimes to practice my new types of languages and to work on very special inventions." "Benigo, we need your help," said Wheezy Wizla. "Yeah, we really need your help," said Fizzy Wizla. "Why is he holding his nose?" "Well, for some reason, every time he sneezes, he disappears into a new place." "Yeah," said Luca. "It's been very stressful trying to keep up with him." "Oh, okay, so we need to make some kind of anti-sneezing get better machine. Is that a good idea?" That sounds like a great idea." "Yes, it does," said Fizzy Wizla. "Hooray!" he said, taking his hands off his nose. Achoo! "Where did he go?" "Not again," said Wheezy Wizla. "Quick," said the boys, "we better follow him." "Okay, well, you boys, take this special tracking device. You follow him, and when I am ready with my invention, you will see it start to flash, and I will appear next to you, and we will fix Fizzy Wizla. Quick, go, 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 chase him." Okay, said the boys. Okay, said Wheezy Wizla. Boys, time to start the whizzing. The boys started to whiz as quickly as they could, and Wheezy Wizla pulled out his special device. Said the boys. As they made the portal nice and big, they burst through to the other side. There was Fizzy Wizla, standing in the middle of a giant pile of pillows. I can't hold it any longer, said Fizzy Wizla. Ah-choo! Feathers exploded everywhere. Keep whizzing, yelled Wheezy Wizla. The boys kept going. A new portal opened up. They jumped through. When they appeared on the other side, this time Fizzy Wizla was sitting in the middle of a giant pile of hundreds and thousands and sprinkles. Uh-oh, said Wheezy Wizla. This one's gonna be funny, said Fizzy Wizla. Don't do it, said the boys. Ah-choo! Said Fizzy Wizla. Hundreds and thousands and sprinkles exploded everywhere, and the boys got completely covered. I've got sprinkles in my ears, said Luca. Me too, said Nico, and I think I've got some up my nose, he said, blowing sprinkles out of his nose. As funny as this is, we need to keep chasing. Quick, boys, make a new portal. The boys started to whiz around. This time as they whizzed, the portal seemed to be surrounded by hundreds and thousands and sprinkles. It looked like a lot of fun. Quick, get through, said Wheezy Wizla. When they popped through to the other side, there was Fizzy Wizla. He was sitting on top of a giant pile of flour in a flour factory. Fizzy Wizla, don't you dare sneeze. That will make the biggest floury mess in the history of the world, said Wheezy Wizla. I feel like it is my job to sneeze, said Fizzy Wizla. I'm going to try and do it. Ready? Oh, it's not quite ready. Just then, the beeper that Benigo had given the boys started to flash. Press the button, said Luca. He pressed it, and all of a sudden, Benigo arrived right next to them with a very strange looking, well, they didn't know what it was. Benigo held it up. It kind of looked like a megaphone attached to a vacuum cleaner with a giant bag on the back of it. Okay, Fizzy Wizla, I have got this ready so you can stop sneezing. I don't want to stop sneezing, said Fizzy Wizla. I'm gonna make a giant mess. Ready? Watch this. I can't sneeze. It's coming, but it's not there yet. Oh well, I guess I'll fizz and whiz and make a mess. No! Yelled Wheezy Wizla. And with that, Fizzy Wizla started to fizz. Fizz! Grab him! Yelled Wheezy Wizla. Fizzy Wizla started zooming around the flour factory, and flour started exploding everywhere. There was flour covering the entire air. The boys couldn't see a thing. Here, Luca, take this, yelled Benigo as he threw the strange machine to him. Okay. And Nico, you hold the back of it like this. Go catch that Fizzy Wizla. Okay, said the boys. So they started whizzing around the factory, chasing after Fizzy Wizla. As they got closer, they could see the flour was swirling in a certain direction. He must be going that way, yelled Luca. Point the machine over there. So they did. They pointed the machine in the direction of the swirling flour cloud and... I think we got him, said Luca. I think we did get him, said Nico. Hooray, yelled Benigo. Hooray, yelled Wheezy Wizla. Will this work? He said. Definitely. Take him home in that machine, and in 2 days he will not be sneezing anymore. Meanwhile, he will be comfortably inside, unable to disappear. We set it up with a lots of couch and very comfy bed and a little bit of chicken soup to make him feel better. Oh, thank you, Benigo. We're so grateful. All right, boys, we better get you home. There's only one way to do it. Quick, whiz and fizz one more time. The boys whizzed and they fizzed, and as they did, the entire flour factory got completely cleaned. It was beautiful and spotless, and all of it was back in its place. Then they started to swirl in circles, and as they did, one last portal opened up. Goodbye, boys, said Wheezy Wizla. Bye, Wheezy Wizla, they said, as they disappeared through the portal. When they arrived on the other side, their mum was standing there waiting. The boys flipped in wearing blue wigs on their heads. Boys, why are you wearing those funny blue wigs? She said. Well, said Luca, I don't think you'd believe us, even if we told you. And that is the end of the story. Today's episode is brought to you by Bonigo's Fixie Sneezy Devicey. We use it as a very special machine to stop people from sneezing themselves into other dimensions. If you've been enjoying the silly stories for kids, we hope that you will continue to share in all the fun with us and share it with all of your friends. This has been me, Bonigo, and me, Sam. We'll see you soon. Ah-choo!